The Adult Potato is an internet-based parody cartoon series that integrates factual events and locales with fictional characters for the purpose of satire and comedic commentary. Any resemblance of these fictional characters to actual persons, living or dead, is purely coincidental and not intentional unless specifically stated. Despite the factual nature of some content, the series should not be interpreted as a reliable source of news or factual information. The creators, producers, and distributors of The Adult Potato expressly disclaim any liability for misunderstandings or actions taken based on the show's content. This show is intended for adult audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to another episode of The Adult Potato. I'm Spencer Lotka. Let's start out with a massive congratulations to our Wellington Eagles football team for that massive win over Timnath and keeping the Box Elder Cup in Wellington for another year with a sugar beet in it. Sorry, Timnath, but this town is only big enough for one potato, and that will be the Adult Potato. Oh, and Linda Kanak's dog. I mean, this team has the heart of Wellington. With this only being the second year for Wellington Middle High School and the fact that we still don't even have seniors at the school yet, the 4-0 Eagles is something the entire town can rally around and forget about our differences for a while. And winning with a 50-14 score is pretty phenomenal as well. Great job, Coach Peoples, for instilling the importance of teamwork and good citizenship in those kids. And good job, Wellington, for showing up for the team every weekend, just like last year, and letting them see how important they are in your eyes. With about 3,000 people in attendance last night, I think the team knows how we feel about them. Super proud of the team and the town for that. And speaking of pride, how about that Spargetoberfest 5K Saturday? What an event, and only in its third year. Again, superb support for a great organization with the money going to the Kiwanis and the American Legion in town. And with support from Sparge Brewing and Slurps, among others, it was bound to be another great success. The vendors, music, and refreshments were great, but the dunk tank is what does it for everyone. How often do you get to dunk a trustee or a vice president of a credit union? I mean, come on. That right there is some small-town fun. I don't know about dunking Rich from Sparge, though. He might get back at you and water down your beer or something. So, congratulations to Spargetoberfest for another amazing event, and we're looking forward to the family gravel bike ride coming up on October 14th. With 5, 10, 20, and 72.5-mile routes, that's going to be another great event. We're 2 for 2 on feel-good stories for the week. Can we make it a hat trick and go 3 for 3? Of course not, because we had a trustee meeting and 3 of the 6 trustees that attended think that we should just do in-person voting in our April election. Guys, seriously, this is getting old. One of the excuses is to save money. The fact is that engagement in voting doubled when we switched from in-person voting to mail-in ballot. Some trustees said it was because of ballot measures, but studies have shown the increase in voter participation when mail-in ballots are used. It makes voting so convenient that nearly 30% of Wellington voted in the 2022 election, and that's a lot of Wellington. In 2018, we had less than 10% of our registered voters cast ballots. So 2018, an in-person only vote, had under 10%. The following election in 2020 came in at just over 20%, and 2022 came in at over 29%. But you 3 want in-person voting only, with the exception of absentee ballots, which anyone can get because you want to save the money. How about you save the money somewhere else? We need to make it easy for the people in town to have their voices heard, not forcing them to jump through hoops to get absentee ballots or vote in person when somewhere near 80% of people that work have jobs outside of Wellington. So most will have to get absentee ballots anyway. And nobody is taking away your ability to vote in person. Even with mail-in ballots, you can still vote in person if that's how you prefer to vote. So, we'll be watching you, Gator, and your little Gatorettes. We're guessing you'll be running for re-election next year. I can't imagine why you would want fewer people to vote. Don't worry. The other side of the political viewpoint isn't organized enough to realize that having a ton of people run is just going to split the vote. Ego over purpose, you know. They haven't seemed to figure that out yet. So that's where we are this week. The town supporting an amazing football team and a wonderful organization, both of which bring so much pride to this town. And a handful of trustees that don't want you to be able to vote by mail. Well, like the great singer Meatloaf said, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Have a great week and enjoy the weather while it lasts. The leaves are starting to show signs of changing and we'll be in flannel before you know it. Hug your kids if you have any and lock those doors. Because someone may try to steal your vote if you're not careful.